So good evening, everybody. Welcome to our seventh module for the TO team. And we say welcome very much to
Hello.
our...
Good evening.
Yes.
Good to see you,
Yeah.
Father.
Yes, welcome. How? Just we started the program.
Good to see you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ahao, and welcome. Also, we from
Yeah,
Cambodia.
me and my wife are here. Good to see you, all of you. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
we're
now we are going
here.
to start. Please turn off your microphones. Thank you. And then we are presenting Dr. Benedict Benedict de Souza. Sorry, Benedict de Rosario. You like that, Dr. de Rosario? He is the director of Caritas Asia in Bangladesh. And
President of Caritas Asia.
the
Father,
president,
President of
sorry.
Caritas Asia.
In
Yes,
Bangkok.
thank you. Thank you. And then, so today we are going to have a very interesting topic to work, especially about the sustainability of the communities and the problem of dependency in international aid, etc. No? So, and then thank you, Dr. Benedict, and welcome to everybody. And let's enjoy this first session of the topic with Dr. Benedict.
So can I share the screen from my laptop so that you can see the lecture of Sir Benedict?
Yes, you can do. You can go ahead, Apurva, yes.
Is it audible? Is it visible now? Okay.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Can I audible? Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, Dr.
Okay,
Benedict,
okay.
we hear you.
Okay. First of all, thanks to God that I have had this great opportunity to be with you to share today's topic about module. And secondly, I thank Father Albiro for his invitation and also encouragement that I can share with you. So it was his encouragement, his kind of a motivation given to me, and that's why I'm here with you. And then also the title of the module, I have given it kind of a humanitarian services, but Father Alberu has given it a very beautiful, meaningful title. And he has related it to kind of a dependency and also self-reliance. Self-reliance is the key word what we all are aiming for, and God has given us the potential to be self-reliant because we have many possibilities within us, within an individual and within a community to be self-reliant. So for maybe some days, some weeks, some years, we can be dependent, but ultimately we aspire and we hope to be self-reliant. But in the stages of people life, there are some days or some time where we need to depend on others. So that is why humanitarian services is very important, and it is also kind of a right of people to get it. So, and I'm thankful to Apurva because he's assisted me, because I am a person I call BBC. You know what is BBC is? Not British Broadcasting Corporation. BBC is born before computer. So I get nervous because our electricity is not stable. Our connection is up and down, and I get nervous when it's cut off. So that's why beside me is Apurva. I'm very thankful to him, and I have come to his office. And recently, he has been promoted to very high positions from the Diocese of Mymensingh, now is in the national office. And in this office, I have worked more than 30 years. And 6 years, I was responsible for disaster management of this organization. And Caritas Bangladesh is very well known for his professional quality services, and they work for everybody and everywhere in Bangladesh for disaster management. So I was in the disaster management sector for more than 6 years, and then overall also other years. So today, as you have seen in the screen, we will touch 5 points. One is the objectives of the module. Then the second is importance, history, and changes in humanitarian services. Number three, stories of famous person of humanitarian services. Number four, definition use in the humanitarian sector. And then finally, five, humanitarian principles and standards. All these are important, and of course, some are more important than the others. So I will highlight the important ones, but that doesn't mean that I am ignoring the whole text. I don't know whether it is already given. If not, I think after the session, Father Alberu will share the whole text with you so that you can read through all what we have prepared. And preparing this, Pinto William Gomez, former staff of Caritas, who worked under me in the disaster management. Now he is with IOM, International Office for Migration, in Bangladesh. He's working there, but he helped me under my guidance. He helped me, and together we prepared this document. I think it's all together 19, almost 19 pages. Today we'll cover up to 12 pages. So, Opurbo, the next page. The objectives of the modules, there you will see that the specific objectives are to make aware the trainees on basic elements on humanitarian services from history and current practices, to build a common understanding on the key terminology used in the field of humanitarian services, to create awareness on humanitarian standard and principles, structure and system, key actors and agencies of humanitarian services, to determine linkages between humanitarian services and development intervention, to know the humanitarian services practiced by the indigenous communities, and to plan for community-led humanitarian services. So these are the objectives. And today we'll cover some of the objectives. And next session on the 31st of July I will cover the rest. So the importance. Humanitarian services encompasses a wide range of assistance and support provided to people in need, particularly those affected by crises like natural disaster, armed conflicts, famines and epidemics, and other emergencies such as displacement, refugee crises, etc. Its primary goal is to save lives, alleviate sufferings, and maintain human dignity. So if we go to importance of humanitarian services, you will see the highlighted points. saving lives and alleviating sufferings, providing essential services, filling gaps left by other actors, because sometimes every area, every people, or every community, because of political things, other things may not be covered. Then protecting vulnerable populations. Some population are more vulnerable than others, like children, women, disabled. And you can see the present situation in Gaza, how vulnerable the children are, how they are dying. Even if few thousand load of emergency items, foods items are available, they are not allowed to enter. So this is restricted. So vulnerable population is very important. Then investing in long-term resilience, not only to feed, to give immediate support, but how they can come back their normal stage after disaster, the place where they were. That is very important. Then upholding human dignity, that's also very important. Respect, and every person is important, every person has his right, and they are equal. So the dignity, human dignity, from the point of justice, from the point of right, is very important. Then promoting global stability. So we'll move to the history and human services. I will not detail about all this. I'll just pass through, but the document will be given to you so that you can read, like early roots, 19th century foundations, then the 20th century expansion, then you will see the post World War situation, and then the last part of 20th century. So all these are written there so that you can read and to see the evolution or develop over the last centuries. But if we go to key historic milestones, you can see three different points, like the founding of the Red Cross, the aftermath of the World War II, and the Biafran War. And those who are more interested, wants to know more, the link is given there. So you can also visit and know. Next point is changes in humanitarian services. Though highlighted, I will not go to details. Like one point is from charity to right-based approach. At the beginning, it was like that. It is a pity, will help something out of compassion and out of pity. But now it is the right of the people, and we should respect the right. So the kind of there is a big change from charity to right-based approach. Then at the beginning, this was kind of a isolated thing. People would go do some relief rehabilitation and come back. But now no more. How relief, rehabilitation, or disaster responses can be linked to development? That's mean continuation or resilience and self-reliance. That need for effective coordination. There was chaos. Even today, there are chaos because who is doing what, we don't know. So that's why in the UN system, even in the national level, district level, there are efforts for coordination. Then the significance of localization, which means in the past it was dependency very much outside. Everything would come from outside. Now there is an emphasis given on local context, choice of the people, local material, local management, local leadership, and local resources. So that's very important. Even for Caritas Bangladesh, when I was not the disaster management director, but I used to work another department, the training section, training institute. We would see that Caritas from National Office would decide what they will distribute without considering the choice of the local people, and everywhere same thing. But when you go to the tribal area, in the hilly area, they have their local culture, local choices, preference for eating. But we are not considering that. So then it was wastage because they were not using that. So, but afterwards, after we realized this, then we have now different packages. In the hilly area, we give one thing. In the coastal area, maybe another thing. And we also consider to give different thing to the different people of different ages. Say, for children, some consideration. For elderly, another consideration. For pregnant mothers, also another consideration. Even to give them freedom, meaning we don't buy everything and give. We also give some money, cash money, so that they can buy their own. So this is, and also we consult them. And they are in the every committee. We purchase it locally, so that will be helpful for local economy. So all this is a leadership, is a participation, is a kind of a preference of the local people, and also based on the choice of them. Next, please go. And this is very important now, that is I have highlighted accountability and local engagement. Recent decades have emphasized the importance of community engagement, as I already discussed, and accountability, ensuring that aid aligns with the needs and priorities of affected population has become central to the effective humanitarian action. So I would add something more about the accountability. Previously, our accountability in disaster responses was upward, meaning only our governance and our donors. Now, no more. We have also now accountability to the community. They must know, they must have the access to all the information, the budget, the expenses, and also all other documents we have. Then adapting to evolving crisis. Next in origin and professionalism, of course, following the call of Holy Father, that professionalization will be there, professionalism will be there, but we're not ignoring our heart and relationship. So professionalism with heart, that is the teaching of our Holy Father, Pope Benedict, and as well as also Pope Francis. So, and also impact of major conflict. That is a very important area. Decolonization and new challenges. All these points are very important to know. And then development of international humanitarian law. And that was a great shift and achievement, because the Geneva Convention and other international laws have evolved to protect civilians and regulate conduct during armed conflicts. These legal frameworks are vital to ensuring the protection of vulnerable populations. So that's why we'll discuss later the all the kind of a humanitarian principles and other kind of a contract and agreement. And another point is also importance of neutrality and impartiality. So the political agenda should not be there. It will be based on the importance of kind of a humanity and human need without any bias and maintaining neutrality and impartiality. Then the third point, I will just highlight the introduction. Then I will name some persons that you can read afterwards. But at this point, I do also request you, after the session, you will find some persons, first of all, from their community who have done something great for the community during any disaster, whether it is man-made or whether it is a kind of a natural disaster. Or maybe you can also find one or two names from your country. So please keep remember that under 3, following under 3, section 3.3, there will be one homework for you to find out the local community leaders who are doing great things or did in the past, and then also one or two national. So I just read about this one. Human history is filled with war, injustice, famine, and many other countless tragedies. Even today, you see the situation of Myanmar, you can see Ukraine, you can see Holy Land, Gaza, and also many countries in Africa, even places in one, say, country, different state, there are problems not only Asia, Africa, even in the North Americas and say South Americas and other places as well. So these strategies produce some of the greatest humanitarians who have ever lived. So there are humanitarian kind of a issues, disaster, but there are also great people with great heart who came forward. So humanitarian are concerned with or seeking to promote human welfare. Based on this general understanding, we will have a humanitarian side to us. So next, you will see, we can go further down. Yeah. No, no, we will ignore that one. Yeah. So you can see the life of Mahatma Gandhi from India. Then you can see also Nelson Mandela, what he did for his South African people for freedom. And then Mother Teresa, popularly known as Saint Mother Teresa of Kolkata. Yeah, she has done work for started in Kolkata in India, but now many countries in the world, and she has been helping, and she has many of us or most of us have maybe seen or even heard her and also inspired by her good work. She is one of the patron saint of Caritas. We get inspiration from her, and she was also kind of a famous to say the word, the gospel of 5 fingers. Anybody knows that? What is it? Gospel of 5 fingers. It is like you did it to me. Whatever you have done to the brother and sisters in need, you have done it to me. So it is a quotation from the Bible, and we all know that Jesus has inspired us to feed the hungry, to give shelter to the shelterless, to help who are thirsty or who are in a help of who are sick. So whatever we do to them, as at per section of that Bible, we do it for the Christ Himself. So that's why Mother Teresa used to say to her fellow sisters that um, we must follow that, and we must remember that whatever we do to the least of our brothers and sisters, we do it for Christ. So that is why Gospel of Five Fingers is, you did it to me. So I personally, when I listened to her, I had the opportunity to listen to her a number of times. And even in Dhaka University in Bangladesh, once she was the speaker for our, what is we call? For our certificate award given. Yeah. So she came here in Dhaka and gave a speech. Now, that time she didn't say it, but another time I was in India. That time, big gathering, she told this the Gospel of Five Fingers. So I am very much inspired by them. So they are like, you will see other names. You can go further. You will see other names. You can go. Yeah. You can see all the names what I have written, and also short things. Then you can read it. They are from different faith and religions, and I believe there are also people like them in your country as well as in your community. So please find one and each at least, and write at least say 1 2 paragraphs about them. So that will be one thing to know from you, and that will be my expectation. Then I'll move to the next point, is definition, which is also important, and I believe some of you already know it, but still I will encourage you to read it and go through it. It's important to know if you are engaged, because in your life there will be time that you will face many type of disaster, whether man-made or natural. We never know which disaster will happen when. COVID has taught us that maybe the whole world will be affected. So that's why it's important to know the definition, and also differences between all other terms used in these sectors. That's why the number 4 sector is all the definition and in this sector. So the first one is, what is a disaster? We know, so we have the normal life. If there is any disruption for this or that reason, we cannot maintain, or we cannot follow our normal day life. So that becomes, we become victims of situation, man-made or disaster. That's why a serious disruption of the functioning of a community or a society at any scale due to hazardous events interacting with condition of exposure, vulnerability, and capacity, leading to one or more of the following. So one could be human, one can be material, one can be economic, one can be environmental losses and impacts. The effect of the disaster can be immediate or localized, but is often widespread and could last for a long period of time. Like Ukraine war is a long time. In Myanmar is a long term. COVID was also very long term. Sometimes flood is say short time, like maybe 6 months or 9 months, but after effect lasts long. We go down. So here you see the broad kind of a classification is one is natural, and there are many different types in natural, the geographical, hydrological, climatological, meteorological. Then you can see the biological one, that is epidemics, pandemics, animal plague, anything. So then another group is man-made. There you will see all the say examples and name like technological, societal, then environmental degradation. This is new thing, the pollution, air, water. I was reading 3 days ago that the haze or the fume, in Indonesia, Malaysia, Indonesia, all these countries, Singapore even. Once I was in Singapore, early in the morning there was a kind of a caution. There is a kind of a signal, danger signal, not to go. But why? All the haze coming from another other side of the country, not from Singapore, is coming from Malaysia, and the we could not see even sun. It was dark, so thick was the haze. So this kind of things is happening. The environmental degradation, societally, is even my country is not in a good shape. We don't know where we are heading for. So the suddenly there are many places, not in Bangladesh, but some other places, the bombing attacks, wars going on. So too many types of disasters. These are increasing. Even sometimes it's a very kind of a political decision that affect many lives. So it's good to know all these different types of disasters. Then we can prepare ourselves. Some cannot be prevented, but some can be prevented. Then I move to the disaster management. This is disaster management. Overall idea is that there are pre-disaster situation, there is during disaster situation, there are also after disaster situation. Every situation, there are steps to be taken. Say, before disaster, there are certain things to prevent. Or during disaster, there are certain things so that relief, rehabilitation can be in a proper way. And after disaster, there is linkage, how soon we can go back to normal. So everything, disaster management encompasses everything. It is responses, it is preparedness, and it is also after the thing linking disaster to development work or disaster responses to the work. So I will also not go through details on this, but will encourage you to read not only the highlighted ones, but all the texts. Then you will understand that sometimes disaster management sometimes is used interchangeably with emergency management. But this is not the same thing. Emergency management and disaster management is not the same thing. Disaster management is very big one. Is all times work, and emergency is a very short one. But sometimes we mixed up. Then disaster risk management is there are policies and strategies to prevent new disaster risks. This is new disaster, so that is a disaster risk management. And then disaster risk reduction. The next one is that we can take certain steps that will prevent when there will be next disaster, the casualties will be less. I can give example from Caritas side that in the past, where there was cyclone, hundreds of thousands of people would die because there was no proper shelters in the coastal area. If we see the figures of death, we'll see it has come down from 300,000 to now maybe 3,000 only over the years. Why? Because many cyclone shelter have been built. Even Caritas has built almost 300. And Red Crescent Society or Red Cross, Bangladesh government also built cyclone shelters. So people can come and take shelter during the time of cyclone. Other time, these structures are used as a school or community gathering places. In India, coastal area, you will see also many cyclone shelters. So this is kind of a steps to minimize the kind of a damages of the or casualties of the or risks of that kind of a disaster. So there are other ways also you can read through. Then early warning system is a system. Those who in the disaster prone area, they all know. Last time, where was I? There was like a warning that there will be I forgot. But I remember I was some places and there was already warning telling, oh, I was in Texas. I was Texas, Arlington, and the siren was there, and it was low, then louder and loudest. And then I saw our daughter, our grandchildren, they were worried because they were telling me that there will be hailstorm. First of all, they say it will be like a small one, then the big one, and it will be like uh, ball used for cricket. Big one, big one. So everybody was running to keep their cars in a safer place. So it happened in say in July. Sorry, last month in June, I was there. So that's the warning system I realized. And previously also some other places also I realized. As I said in Singapore, I saw how it was not possible to even go out. It was difficult to take, difficult to breathe because of the haze coming from another country. We can move. There are early warning system can be for one thing or maybe the multi hazard. What is hazard? You can also read in this section. We can go further. Hazard is here. Mitigation is here. Mitigation is like you can take steps so that next time disaster will come, then the casualty will be less. You already take. Now, about climate change, there are two common words used. One is mitigation, one is adaptation. We adapt to something that we cannot avoid, and mitigation that we reduce the impact or reduce the effect. That is why it is I highlighted the lessening or minimizing of the adverse impact of a hazardous event. And preparedness, I already talked about that we can take some step already, some preparation already, and then preparedness and prevention, though very close but not the same. Prevention is that will not happen again. You can stop. And preparedness is it will happen. How we can take step to minimize the damages and cost. Like in the flood-prone area, we learn from the indigenous people that using mud or using some other things, wood, we can raise the plinth of the house, or homestead can be little higher above the flood marked by the people last time they had flood. So if it is above, then you can save your house. So there are some indigenous techniques. Even when I visited Chittagong Hill tracks, I saw the ground floor, even first floor, empty. They don't do anything, empty. Then their house is in the second floor only. Why? Because this is kind of a already preparedness, already prevention, and already kind of adaptation.
Okay.
That animal can come or water may come,
Flush flood.
fresh flood may come, animal may come, they are safe when they are in the above. And there, these places in the flood area, they don't use the mud. They use the wood from the forest, only wood. Even if in other area in the north of Bangladesh, they use the mud because they don't have the flood. So these are the things they do. But when they use the mud, inside is cool. They get more heat. So inside is more comfortable during the winter, and during the summer is opposite. So these are the technique for mitigation, preparedness, or prevention. Next point we can go. There are 3 points here: recovery, rehabilitation, and resilience. And you can also add one more before, is relief. So any disaster, after or during the disaster, we start with relief. Relief can be food items. Relief could be non-food items, like something for cooking or clothing. Then comes the recovery. Recovery is very immediate, what you can give. And rehabilitation is little longer than recovery. Say, if you give temporary shelter, it is recovery. Or you can do seed distribution, it is recovery. And then rehabilitation will be for more or less permanency, individual shelter, strong one, and resilience, that is going back to previous situation, so that people will have their normal life before for self-reliance. So, say if a community, say fisherman community, is affected by cyclone, immediately we can give them food. Then we give them a temporary shelter where many people will live. Then they go in a separate individual shelter to live, and that time we can give them the boat and net, so that they will their professional rehabilitation. And then we can think of their resilience, so that they themselves will be able to do the economic activity, and without outside help, they can maintain their livelihood. Vulnerability, that can be determined by physical, social, economic, and environmental factors or processes which increase the susceptibility of an individual, a community, assets, or system to the impacts of hazards. Meaning that for positive factors which increase the ability of people to cope with hazards, uh, when we see the capacity and coping capacity, that you can also understand better the vulnerability. Capacity is there are people or resources or everything available. And coping is whether or not you can use that, all the resources available. Like if you have a uh, mm, fire extinguisher, you can fight against fire to stop it. This is the capacity of the community. They have the fire extinguisher, but coping capacity will be whether anyone in the community they know how to use it. There may be some resources in the community, but people may not know how to use it. So that's why there is a difference between capacity and coping capacity. And finally, build back better, which refers to that you go back to your normal stage. The use of recovery, rehabilitation, reconstruction phase, as I mentioned earlier, after a disaster to increase the resilience of nations and communities through integrated disaster risk reduction measures into the restoration of physical infrastructure and societal systems, into the revitalization of livelihood, economics, and environment. What I have said, all four R's are here, and another R's is restoration and also revitalization, meaning all the impacts and effects of disaster are not there. They are now in a normal life, better life. That is called build back better. So in this section, what I have tried to bring in all the definition in from different places together so that we can understand all the terms and all the phrases, all the thing are used in the sector of humanitarian responses. And final point, though I think we started little late, I can take a few more minutes. Is okay with you? I think so, yes. So the last point is the humanitarian principle and standards. There are four core humanitarian principles. One is humanity. I will not read through. I will request you to read these four, like humanity, impartiality, neutrality, and independence. From the word, we immediately can understand that these are the main guiding principles. This four one. We will not consider other things, but we'll do from the point of humanity, and this will be the person suffering, whoever he or she may be. So any suffering person, we have the responsibility, and you will have to do it without any bias and on the basis of need. And then there should be, we will do it in an objective way. We cannot set any side from the viewpoint of religion or nationality or any other thing. So we should be very objective in doing and also in neutral in doing, and then also independence. There should not be anything attached to it. Political consideration should be not be there, and any other coordination there. So this is the four core principles. Then next point we can go.
Group images.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So these principles are essential for ensuring that humanitarian aid is delivered in a way that is ethical and effective. So these the two important word should be ethical and effective. Effective means objectives of the program on humanitarian should be achieved, meaning people will be served with quality and timely and as per their choice. So it should not be delayed, it should not be against their choice, and it should be, as we see the principle, four principles, as per that principle. There are some international standard. One famous standard is sphere standard, and it has different sectors, and this is also agreed by all international community, UNHCR, and all the leading organization. And our Caritas organization was very instrumental to prepare this one. I remember I was also a member in the committee to come up with this standard. And Caritas Bangladesh was in the first one to go for the international training that was in New Delhi for South Asia. I was there and two others from Bangladesh. And after coming, we translated all the Spear Standard book in Bangla. So, and then we circulated it to all over Bangladesh. There was training of hundreds of disaster management workers on this sphere standard. So this is very important. There is a sphere book available, and you can also find it from the Google. And then the core humanitarian standard. There are 9 commitments. People affected by crisis can exercise their rights and participate in action and decision that affect them. People affected by crisis can access timely and effective support, as I already told, in accordance with their specific needs and priorities. People affected by crisis are better prepared and more resilient to potential crisis, meaning when there will be a second time disaster, they know what preparation they should be taken, and also after the disaster how quickly they can go back to the normal. People affected by crisis can access support that does not cause harm to people or the environment. People affected by crisis can safely report concern and complaints and get them addressed. So there should be feedback mechanism so that they can write their objection and complaints and concern. People affected by crisis can access coordinated and complementary support. So there should not be duplication, there should not be exclusion, so should be inclusive. People affected by crisis can access support that is continually adapted and improved based on feedback and learning. And then people affected by crisis can interact with staff and volunteers that are respectful, competent, and well managed. And finally, people who are affected by crisis can expect that resources are managed ethically and responsibly. So, key points are there: why, how, and other things. I will stop here, and that much for today. If you have any questions, any clarification, what I have said, we can give maybe take some time. And my request will be that you read all through from page 1 to 19 before you will join the next session, so that in the next session I will take less time and you will have more time for a discussion. And at the same time, I will request to think about 2 things. One thing I already mentioned, the names from your community, who has been in the past or who is now also can present, and then from your country became famous or did good work, any disaster for the community or the country. So that is one thing. And then while reading through, you can also find what are the best new learning for you that will be helpful for your life or your community. So please think about 2 questions. One is the names, one is the new learning you consider will be helpful for your community and for your life. So I stop here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Benedict.
Thank you, Father.
I think after I will send the document, no, that Dr. Benedict will make me available through the grace of Purbo, and then we prepare for the next session. No? Then I think everybody can prepare also some observation if they want to do a questions, so we can let for the next section.
Yes.
So I think we already have a good time, and thank you very much, Dr. Benedict. thank you all who came. So not then
Thank you.
should be before, but no, everything is here. And then after we send also the video, huh? And then thank you very much. And we continue praying for peace and for understanding more our countries. And a lot of blessings and have a beautiful Sunday. Sunday night already, huh? Okay. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you
Benedict, everybody.
again for joining, even if it was Sunday. Thank you.